Win a seat at the World Series of Poker Circuit main event. Finish at number 1 for your shot to win $1 million. Play poker today at Harrah's Pompano Beach. Open 24 hours, 7 days a week. Powerline Road at 3rd Street, Pompano Beach. Must be 18 or older for poker. Simulcast must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-ADMIT.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Ball into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy!
Light him up, Colin!
No, it's a Wednesday. Not a lot going on a Wednesday because it's sort of the midpoint of the week. It's hard to look forward to something. You're really in the thick of your schedule. Day to day. What could possibly make it worse? 2 days away from the weekend. Too far along away from Saturday and Sunday, the highs of that. If only you were driving your car, parked it in a spot you weren't supposed to park it,
Hang on.
and the wrong guy saw.
Hold on.
On goes the boot. No driving, windshield covered, $80 in the pocket of that gentleman.
Colin.
That was Mike Rizzo about 2 hours ago.
Not one boot. They put on two. Two boots. I joked around with so folks, I got booted today. And
you parked at a spot you shouldn't have.
I did, but listen, all right? Our marketing consultant, Jess, and our PC here, our partnership coordinator, Mike Jones, we were at the zoo today. We got some great events coming up at the zoo, coming up in early December. Colin, you and I are going to be on remote there. We're going to have a great time. I met with the one of the leaders at the zoo. Her name is Erin, great woman. Get on out to the Palm Beach Zoo. It's a great time. But I had some equipment, right? And instead of parking in the garage and lugging the heavy equipment across the street,
80 yards.
I parked right behind where we're at here. And it was a no parking zone. And, I get it. I'm not going to be here long. Get caught up in a couple of conversations. About 20 minutes go by. And another one of our teammates, Johnny Mondo, him and Lucas, they come up to me. They go, hey, Riz. I'm like, yeah. They're like, is that your car out back? I said, yeah. And I said, what's up? Well, it's got a new accessory. And Colin, I knew immediately. And I go,
it would be it was getting towed.
I go, is it booted? They don't tell. They don't. They rather get you with the boots. I go, is it booted? And they're like, yeah, but the problem is there's two. I go, there's two.
Well, I think the problem starts at one, but I think two would be an issue as well.
Why did they feel compelled to boot it twice?
Just in case you get the first boot off.
Brother, I'm not going anywhere. The first boot, I don't know.
It's possible. It can be done. I know somebody.
You know a guy?
He has about 3 boots in his trunk.
Colin, it's illegal. It's illegal. You go to jail.
Names, no sources on this.
No names, please. But go to jail.
He's got 3 in his trunk. Maybe he figured it out.
Yeah, maybe we should, look into it.
So what'd you do?
I go out there. I'm all pissed off. I go out there. Things on my windshield. I rip it off, and it says you got to pay $80. So
I thought it'd be higher. That's
I
not
did
bad.
too. Honest to God, that's the first thing I said. I thought it was going to be like $200. It was $80, and the guy came back and he took it off. And I joked around with the guy when he was there. I said, 2? He goes, yeah, it's proper procedure. I said, I don't think I was going anywhere with 1. And he didn't laugh, got in his car and left.
Huh. Now
I was a smart, what. I'm like, 2. I wasn't going anywhere.
After you paid him.
Yeah.
And you paid this. You not a ticket. You just paid him.
It was, so what happened, you went online. It was Florida.boot. It was a ridiculous website that I was dying at. It was literally like Boots of Florida. And I paid it online, and I told you, a couple of buddies owed me some cash from some past endeavors. I had some Apple Cash. I paid it with my Apple Cash, and I moved on.
Past endeavors.
Yeah, like vacations or whatever. They finally are paying up on their bills. And I had about $150 in my Apple Wallet. just threw 80 of it in my Chase account, and I paid it. That was all, it was all pissed off, because.
So what'd you learn from this experience?
Don't leave your car unattended for more than 10 minutes in this town.
Don't park where you're not supposed to park.
Well, that's, Colin, when we load up for events, we park there. We parked the truck there, the ESPN
20 minutes.
truck there.
You took it a vacation.
No, I didn't.
20 minutes.
Dude, 20 minutes is nothing. 20 minutes is nothing. And
you got burned.
Dude, big time. But I was more or less, I thought it was absurd that they put 2 boots on. I thought it was absolutely, where am I going? Brother, where am I going? Where am I going? C-Cat, I know you're not allowed to talk to your fight. Where am I going with one?
What did the guy look like? Did he have gray/white hair?
No, he was he was probably my age. He's probably
all right, so you
There's
have
a shark from around who's right across the street right
Oh,
now.
I see. Yeah, the parking attendant walking up and down the
Circles.
street. Those guys are phonies.
Yeah,
those guys
they are phonies.
Those guys are just parking attendant guys.
Christian, this guy, he was literally in the Florida boot service, is what they called. He was driving around in a Florida boot service truck.
Was it a tow truck?
It was not a tow truck. It was just a pickup truck with boots in the back. And I asked Johnny Mondo if it was the same guy. I described the gentleman because they saw him strapping the boots on when they went and got me. And
you asked him if it was the same guy?
Yeah, I asked him if it was, and it was the same guy.
As who?
So he came back. So he booted me.
Put it on.
Here's the thing. He booted me.
Why wouldn't it be?
Colin, he booted me, and then 10 minutes later, he drove back and unbooted me. And I made the smart, the smart aleck comment of,
Now, how did he remove it?
Dude,
Did he have a key?
Set a key. Simple key. Colin, he literally turned it, removed the boot. Turned it, removed the boot, and said, all right, you're good, buddy. Have a nice day. And he left. And I joked around with him about the 2 boots. Said I wasn't going anywhere.
So how does this make you feel?
Oh, I was
swindled?
A little bit. Well, that's it. I texted my dad, Colin. I told him what happened. First off, he said what you said, don't park where you're supposed to. But then about 5 minutes later, he realized probably how ridiculous it was, and he said, what a racket. And that's exactly what it is. It's a racket. I did say, though, to the tow guy as well, before being a smart aleck, or the boot guy, I'm happy they didn't tow me. I thought they'd tow me, honest. Like,
that was where my thought went.
I thought they would have towed me.
Go get it in the impound lot. That's how your Wednesday goes?
Right, $200. Now, that would have been $200.
Yeah?
That would have been 200 bones. But, yeah, I'm interested to hear if anyone else down here has been booted. Apparently, my brother says it's a big Florida thing. Apparently, it's a big New York thing as well to get booted. And I was worried, too, that they were going to take their sweet old time coming back and, releasing my car. But like I said, once they have your cash, I'm sure the account gets flagged, and I'm sure that guy went out to eat with my $80.
Yeah, worst parking violation story. If you have one, 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program. That's 888-760-3776. If you got a tale to tell about a traffic or parking violation in which you got burned, please let us know. I'm not trying to, no crimes, but curious nonetheless. 888-760-3776. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. That was Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo here. Of course, Christian Cat behind the glass, making sure we go over the air on ESPN 106.3 live from the City Play Studios right here in downtown West Palm Beach. Mike Rizzo got booted. Never happened to me. I've never been towed, never been booted. I follow the law.
That was the first time
Have you been pulled over for speeding?
Yeah. But
have you ever
talked
hang
your
on,
way out of a ticket? Let me defend myself. I lost my license when I was a minor. All right, I got 3 speeding tickets.
You got 3 speeding tickets before you were 18?
So, dude,
you're a repeat offender. He should have booted you 3 times.
No, well, yeah, I would have taken the car.
So what happened was, boys, I got 3 tickets from 16 to 17, and they suspended my license until I was 19 years old.
You have a license until wow. So what'd you do? What'd you do in college? I guess you don't need a car in college.
Well, I turned 19 early, so that first semester of college, I just, that in October of my freshman year, I just went and got my license back.
And what'd you do your senior year of high school when you didn't have a license?
It was the greatest thing ever. What do you mean? I didn't have to drive anywhere. We were degenerates. We were drinking every weekend. So, it was great. I didn't have to drive. I didn't have to worry about a car.
It was amazing. I didn't have a license for 2 years.
Amazing.
I broke the law, and it was great.
But good news is I've not gotten a ticket, Colin, since being of age. I'm knocking on wood, honest to God. I've not.
You talk yourself out of tickets?
No, I've never even been pulled over in the car.
Okay.
I've never even been pulled over in the car since I got my license taken away when I was a minor. You know, when you're young,
that's quite a wake-up call.
You do stupid things when you're young, guys. I was not the best kid growing up.
Not the best driver either.
No, I'm a great driver.
Oh, he's a great driver.
Yeah.
You just risk everybody else's life.
That's not true. I was just young and dumb and speeding. That's it.
I don't think you're a great driver. I've been in the car with you a couple times.
Why?
I just don't think you're a great driver. I don't think.
Why? Do I go too fast for you?
No, I think you go too slow.
Okay.
I don't think you're a great driver. If that's stepping
fine.
on any toes,
you
have a thing you like to drive, and that's fine. But I was expecting a better driver. No offense.
No, it's okay.
If that's what you like to do.
Sure. Too slow, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. You never been pulled over and ever talked yourself out of a ticket?
We did. I wasn't the one driving, but we talked ourselves out of it our senior year of high school.
Okay. See, Ken, have you talked yourself out of a ticket?
No. The last time I've gotten pulled over was moving out of where I was in Oklahoma, moving here. It was literally getting on the highway from my town.
And you're driving cross country?
Yes. My entire life was in my car.
That's a terrible
my
way
dogs,
to start.
my girlfriend. And as we were getting on the highway to make this grand cross-country road trip, we got pulled over for driving too fast. I've never talked my way. Probably 15 miles per hour over.
Wow. So
but it was like a 60 and a 45. It wasn't too egregious.
And you weren't able to talk your way out of it?
He never
gave you an option.
We didn't get a ticket. That's the last time we got pulled over.
Oh, you didn't get a ticket?
No. So maybe I did talk my way out of it, and he saw the situation at hand, maybe pitted me a little bit.
Hang on. Let's get back to the whole I'm a bad driver thing. I'm still on that.
What?
Elaborate.
You're a panicked driver. You're a panicked driver. It's clear.
Explain.
Panicked. You over panic about everything on the road. I think that's pretty self-explanatory.
Like road rage? I don't road rage.
No, panic and rage are two different things.
Yeah, you can't handle the Florida roads, my friend. That's what he's saying, because Florida's a little bit different than everywhere else in the country.
Aggressive driving.
Described a panic move that I made in a vehicle.
It's overly defensive. You get nervous about left and right, merging. You're over analyzing your merge. There's no feel.
In my defense,
there's no flow. More
times when we're driving, it's with the station vehicle, and I want to make sure I'm all right. In my own vehicle, I feel like we don't have these problems.
Maybe. I mean, we've had.
Are you
both
talking about our
experiences.
Miami? Are you talking about our Miami trip?
I'm talking. There's a number of times when we've been in the car together.
Miami trip,
and you overanalyze. You're panicked.
I disagree.
All right, you don't have. I'm the passenger here. 888-760-3776.
I just overanalyzed and panicked.
Randy and Stewart, you're on Russo and Rizzo. Randy, what's on your mind?
I just got a parking story.
What do you got for us?
Let's hear it.
So, back in the 80s, me and a couple buddies went to watch a Supercross at the LA Coliseum.
Okay.
We couldn't park at the stadium, so we had to park on a side street. And it was there was a limited number of hours, but we thought it's a Saturday night, we'll be fine. We come out of the race, and car's gone.
You sure it wasn't stolen?
The bad part is...
All right.
No, it was towed. But walking back to the Coliseum to find a payphone to call my buddy's dad, we got mugged.
Oh man. What a bad beat. What a bad beat. So what, you have no shoes, no wallet, and you're just walking down the street looking for a payphone? What'd they take?
Took my wallet, took my jacket, took my buddy's wallet, took his car keys.
God.
Took his car keys, but there's no car.
And then,
did you try to reason with the muggers about, dude, I just need coins for the payphone, take everything
give me
else.
50 cents.
Yeah.
Wow.
The bad thing is it gets worse. We get to the stadium parking lot, and we see a cop sitting there.
Nice.
It's like midnight. There's nobody else around. We go up to the officer, and we tell him what happened. And he said, yeah, that kind of thing happens around here. And he rolled his window up and drove away.
Wow. So you were looking for a guardian angel here, and that police officer wanted nothing to do with you guys.
Yeah.
He didn't want to fill out the report.
So how'd you get a hold of the car, and how'd you get a hold of anybody at this point?
Well, we found a payphone at the stadium and called my buddy's dad.
Okay, and then
he came down and picked us up.
And there was your guardian angel.
And then they went down the next day or whatever it was and got the car out of impounds.
All righty. Good call, Randy. 888-760-3776. A parking or traffic nonsense story. If you got one, let us know. 888-760-3776. Mike Rizzo was booted today for parking behind in a non-parking zone. 20 minutes in and out. Booted. Goodbye.
Why didn't you leave the keys in, flashers on that usually buys you 20 minutes?
I wasn't thinking. Honest to God. In all honesty,
I don't like that either. Keys are coming with me.
In all honesty, I deserved it, to be honest, because I low-key forgot for 20 minutes that it was in an illegal spot, and I started talking and going through some works. I got to record questionable call with JC. I'm setting things up, and then that's when Mondo comes in and goes, Riz, you got a new accessory.
So this makes me think that you are not being truthful about how long that
No,
car
it was about
there.
20 minutes.
Probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was about 20
overnight.
Yeah, right.
It was about 20 minutes.
$80, right?
$80, not bad.
Parking's pretty expensive. Couldn't you just left it there and get your fill out of it? Now I got $80.
No, because I'm afraid they tow it then too. Then I got
Okay.
2 boots and a towed vehicle.
Fair.
I wanted to get it resolved as soon as possible.
Only time I've ever been pulled over was about a year and a half ago. It was I was in college at the time. I was home because I didn't have a car in Wisconsin. So was driving in Connecticut Christmas break. And I was going to the local YMCA in the morning to go exercise. And it's about 7 a.m. tops, 7:15 maybe. And I'm in shorts and a T-shirt because it's cold out. But the walk inside the YMCA is I don't know, it's 50 yards. So I'm going to just rough it out. I'm going down a normal residential area street, probably going 35 or 40 and a 25. I would say it's a 25. I think it was 37, 38 I was going. I get pulled over by a police officer. So I pull over on a side street. I'm already in a bad mood. I'm already in a bad mood because I didn't sleep well, number one. 2, I was doing legs. I don't like doing legs. At this point of my life, I did not like doing legs. So I was in a T-shirt and shorts. Officer comes up to the window. I say all the right things. I'm using my charm. Officer, how you doing today? I love that beard. And the whole 9 yards. Officer gets my license, goes back, sees it's fairly squeaky clean as far as I'm concerned. Comes back and goes, why are you going so fast? And I'm like, I'm going to the gym, believe it or not, and I'm in no rush to get there. I don't even know why I was going fast. There's no reason for me to go fast. I'd rather delay the inevitable and not. You're doing me a favor by pulling me over so I don't have to go to the gym right now. And he goes, what? And he, swear to God, and he goes, what are you hitting today? And he's, all police officers are lifting and whatever. He goes, what are you hitting today? I'm like, legs. And I chime, and he's like, huh? He's laughing about it. And I chime in after that. This is where it gets smart. This is creative. I go, if you give me a ticket, I'm not going. I'm going home. And he goes, on your way. Get out of the ticket. Let's go, officer.
Nice.
Wow.
And I go right home. No, I'm just kidding. I go right to the gym after that. So that's my way of that was my one time getting pulled over. I got out of the ticket. And the guy was cool. Early morning, probably just had his fill on coffee and donuts and the whole thing. And I was able to get out of it. And that was my one experience with that.
Yeah, I've never gotten
That's
out of
savvy.
it.
That's a savvy comment. You got to give me credit there.
Yeah, Rizzo over here reaches for the holster and the whole 9 yards. He's so unflattering to the court.
2? 2 boots. Why not 3?
Let's get one thing straight.
You should take the tires next time.
The guy rolling around in that ridiculous in that ridiculous boot truck was not a police officer. He had a polo shirt on and khakis, and he unlocked the thing and told me to have a good day.
What was it, the boot department?
It was the boot department.
Mike doesn't think he deserves that boot. If you're a part of the parking enforcement community, if you're a part of the boot community, and you have your thoughts on the other side of this matter, please let us know. 888-760-3776, the number to get into the program. We're also taking parking and traffic violation stories.
Yeah, and also apparently Colin thinks I'm a horrible driver.
Not a great driver.
I've taken that to heart. I've taken that to heart.
No, I have not.
Right.
I am a great driver. I am a great driver.
Great drivers never tell you they're great drivers. Great drivers prove it. You haven't proven it.
Now young Russo can drive us around everywhere. I'm done driving. Colin can drive.
I'm a good driver.
Perfect.
I think that regionally.
So we have a remote.
Regionally, that determines how good of a driver you are. Regionally makes a lot of Northeast driving is intense. I've driven in the Midwest area. It's nothing. California driving is also nothing.
Hang on. Chicago driving is, and Illinois driving is
that's any
it's
city.
different.
That's any city traffic.
It's different.
Yeah.
That's any city traffic.
But
Northeast and Florida, Florida traffic is, these drivers, they don't care. It's a little more reckless than I thought. Northeast, it's way more aggressive, but they're good drivers. Florida, they're reckless and okay drivers.
And they're more likely to be armed. You got to be careful.
Right.
Like, you don't want to make
I'm not
an enemy.
I'm not a road rage guy. I've never been a
But
road
the
rage.
person to your right might be.
Yeah.
And you got to deal with them anyway. So,
Right.
like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Right.
but I'm fascinated that Colin thinks I'm a bad driver.
I knew you'd take this to heart. I knew
yeah.
you'd take this
Big
to
time.
heart.
Big time.
888-760-3776. We got to do some sports now. Ray Lewis being floated by Adam Schefter, of all people, shot down, whatever it is, if there's any truth to it or not. Ray Lewis has the FAU, Florida Atlantic University, right here in Boca Raton, as the new head coach. Would you trust Ray Lewis to coach you? Do we want Ray Lewis coaching a football team? We'll get into that next. Stick around. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen. When you need auto repair, honesty and reliability are everything. Trust the home for honest, reliable service since 1970. St. Lucie Battery and Tire. St. Lucie Battery and Tire has all the tire and battery brands in stock for cars, trucks, RVs, marine, power sports, golf carts, everything. Major and minor service repairs, free tire pressure, battery checks. St. Lucie Battery and Tire, over 50 years in our community. And now with 18 full-service locations, West Palm to the Treasure Coast. Go to slbt.com. That's slbt.com.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for Miami Dolphins football. Every Miami Dolphins game right here all season long on ESPN 106.3.
Hurricane fans, the final game of the season is here. Join us on November 23rd at Hard Rock Stadium as the Hurricanes take on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. It's Senior Day, a day to honor the incredible players who have given their all to the U. Let's give them a send-off they'll never forget and fill the stadium with Hurricanes pride. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today by visiting MiamiHurricanes.com or by calling 1-800-GO-CANES.
Hey, it's your boy JC reminding you to go on YouTube right now. Hit subscribe on Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The best from sports, stupidity, and social media. Exclusive on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Hit subscribe now.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Hey, it's Josh Cohen for the Accident Attorneys, Anajar and Levine. Car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall, trip and fall. Did you get injured on the job? Workers' comp problems? My friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine, they will fight for you. Remember, they do not get paid unless you get paid, and they will fight to get you the maximum compensation you know you deserve. Here's what you do. You just call. Call Anajar and Levine for your absolutely free consultation. Do not settle for just any attorneys. Demand Anajar and Levine, and demand the Anajar and Levine difference. It takes just one phone call to begin to take back control of your life. So do that. Take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-FREE. 1-800-747-3733. Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Take back control of your life.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
A midweek edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3, the 20th of November, nearing a week away from Thanksgiving Day, where Cooper Rush and Tommy DeVito will take the field in that primetime slot, 425. Play some football. How about that? Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, of course, behind the glass. The number to get into the program, 888-760-3776. If you want to watch us, see our pretty faces, go to ESPN West Palm on YouTube, Facebook, and X to watch the video stream as well. If you missed any of the show, want to listen back, run it back, go to Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, all those great places, Russo and Rizzo there as well. Now, a very surprising report came from Adam Schefter's wheelhouse this morning that Ray Lewis, the Hall of Fame linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens, wants or is being emerged as a candidate, was the phrasing, the verbiage, that he has emerged as a candidate for the FAU head coach football job, which of course is open now that Tom Herman, the head coach, is out. Now, this is, of course, there's comparisons to Deion Sanders. Some people were saying this, Ray Lewis could be another Deion. Why wouldn't you do that? He's going to attract top-end talent because people want to play for Ray Lewis. I think it's a little different. Deion started at Jackson State. I think he coached some high school. He's got a kid that's a 5-star following him. A little different. Now, it's been shot down since, but it poses the question, would I even trust Ray Lewis to be a coach of a football program? I don't think I would.
No, I probably wouldn't either.
Ray Lewis is a head case.
I think that the name that I like is Charlie Weiss Jr. The name that I like for that FAU job is Charlie Weiss Jr. He's already been
Oklahoma offense. I mean, the Ole Miss offensive coordinator.
And Colin, he's already been the offensive coordinator at FAU before. He's been at the program before. I think it's a plug and fit. But as far as Ray Lewis, I mean, does he have coaching experience? I have so many questions. Like, why would this be a viable hire for FAU other than, it's Ray Lewis? Like, are we
attract recruiting? Maybe.
We're expecting this to work because it's Ray Lewis? Like, it makes no sense to me. And I understand Ray, nonetheless, was a leader for Baltimore, one of the best linebackers to ever do it in the history of the game. I'm not questioning Ray's football knowledge. I'm just questioning if he actually knows how to be a coach.
Right.
I think that's fair.
You don't know if they're trying to create the Deion effect. Sell tickets, get big-time players to play there because you got the notoriety attached to the coach.
Even Deion coached, I believe,
Jackson State, and he was at high school level before that.
Yes. Like,
and also, he was a package deal with Travis Hunter, who are both picks this year. So that was part of it. Very strange. It sounds to me like all these headline guys, whether Adam Schefter, Rappaport, you go to Woj, Shams, all those guys are PR guys at heart. They're PR guys. And it sounds to me like Ray Lewis went to Schefter and said, hey, I want to throw my name in the hat for this job to let people know that I'm interested in coaching. Can you just throw this out there or throw my name in the hat online? I think that's had something to do with it. Ray Lewis probably went that direction, and maybe this is coming from the opposite end and not from FAU. Because all the signs pointing from FAU are saying that this is not true. But why would Schefter tweet it if that's the case? Because Schefter's reliable. Very strange. Very strange. I don't know if I trust him. Not because of his lack of coaching experiences, but for other reasons.
And
Ray is...
What are those reasons?
Ray is a person. I don't know. What happens when they lose?
What do you mean?
Ray's going to lose his mind.
Come on. Like, lose his mind how?
It's Ray Lewis. What is Ray's reputation in the NFL? He was, and all great ones have to be, a psycho. And all the great ones are. All the great linebackers are psychos. And he is. Is that the recipe for a coach?
You're saying he's going to go after referees and physically harm somebody?
Maybe.
Like, what do we...
Go tackle a referee after a terrible flag?
Stop it, dude.
He sees red?
He didn't do that in the NFL. Why would he do it as a coach?
Because he's not taking his anger out in the opposing offense.
Colin, it's got to be a stunt of some sort. He's never coached collegiately. I can't take this serious. You know how much I love Schefter, but I can't take that report serious.
Very strange.
I can't, dude.
Very strange. That's an interesting job, too, because it is a stepping stone job. It's local. You have a plethora of talent available to you in the Palm Beach County area. But to the same token, they're a couple years removed from Lane Kiffin, who's a big-time coach now. And Herman, who another time was a big-time coach.
And let's not forget, too, in between that was sandwiched Willie Taggart.
Yeah.
Former FSU, by the way.
Big-time coaches.
People think Norvell's running that Florida State program into the ground. Taggart did a hell of a number on that, too. But I want them to go hungry, young coach. That's why I said that Weiss Jr.'s, I think, could be a great hire. He's 31 years old. He's been with the program. He's an offensive, quote-unquote, guru. I think it would be a swing and a hit, swing and a drive. His dad, good pedigree of coaching from Charlie Weiss Sr. He's been around football his whole life.
Yeah, he's young.
And he's a young and
it's a
he's
stepping stone job.
He's hungry. Be there for 3 or 4, hopefully 4 years. Sign a 4-year contract. Go there. Be there for 3 years. Make a couple of bowl games. Win 10 games and move on.
It makes me wonder if more people are going to try to recreate that Deion effect. That Deion comes into Colorado and he's a good coach. There's no doubt about that. But on top of that, he's a selling point. He's a star. He's the biggest star on that team. It's not Travis Hunter. It's not Shedeur Sanders. It's Deion Sanders. He is the biggest star of that team. He is a part of the persona of the team that he is coaching. It makes me think if another team completely revitalized Colorado's program.
Dude, do you want to know who's on the fast track of doing that? Is Eddie George at Tennessee State.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the name that Deion has. But I
agree. I agree. Maybe to me because I'm a Buckeye loyalist. Obviously, it
doesn't have that. It's that Deion's a star.
But
Eddie George
was
is not a star.
Come on, Eddie was sick, dude.
He's a good player. Yes,
he was unreal.
Okay, but a star. You're misusing what Deion. Deion's a super like a notoriety superstar, not just how good they were.
But I think Eddie George could go to a program and do good things and. I know Deion, nonetheless, is probably about to win 10 games.
You're misdefining what I'm saying as the Deion effect. The Deion effect is more of the star-studded nature of it. It's more of the selling point, selling tickets, game day, getting a bunch of celebrities out there. They're not doing it because Colorado was great, because it happened last year when they stunk. It was because Deion Sanders is creating a buzz and a brand.
Because he created Coach Prime.
Is there anybody that could do that, is the real question. Is there anybody that could recreate that? Is there anybody that's big enough of a star that could go in, coach, utilize their personal brand and mix it with the players and kind of, stamp their foot and stamp their hand into kind of the basis and the foundation of college football? I don't know if there is one.
I'm surprised guys would even want to do it, right? It's a lot of work, bud.
It is.
It's a lot of work being a collge coach and handling NIL.
And a lot of these guys are not ready to retire at 35 years old and never work a day the rest of their life. So they got to do something. Yeah. All they know, all these foreign players know is just coaching and training and playing and everything. That's all they're used to. And then they retire. And then, you're not going to hit golf balls for 60 years. So do something. Yeah, go do it.
Sounds nice.
It's nice for 3 weeks. And then you're like, all right, I need something to do. And at least for the hard workers, those athletes, that's such a 180. They need to coach. And I wonder if anybody could do that. Deion say, who's that? Is there an NFL star out there formerly that could jump into a program and sort of revitalize it? Almost like you go to see this guy. You know who could do it? I don't know if he'd be a good coach. Marshawn Lynch.
Mr. Skittles?
Marshawn Lynch, if he had a knack of coaching in him.
But he actually has to go to the press conferences. You know what I mean? He can't just...
He'd be a highlight.
Oh, he would be. And trust me,
he'd be a highlight.
Being a part of the media, I loved the whole I'm just here so I don't get fined bit. That's why I bring up he would actually have to go to the press conferences.
Right. That would be fascinating.
Right?
But that's the only one I could think of. I can't think of too many. But
Brady.
Yeah.
But he won't want to do it.
Brady wouldn't want to do it.
He wouldn't want to.
Brady's got his own thing going on. Well, it's interesting that we brought up FAU. Where does FAU play? They play down in Boca. What's going on December 18th at FAU Stadium? I can tell you all about it.
It's the 11th annual Boca Raton Bowl, folks. Get your tickets now by going to BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. That is BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. And folks, stick around after Russo and Rizzo tonight. We will have another riveting episode of Boca Bowl Weekly, where I go through the big stories in college football. We'll break down that college football playoff top 25. We'll take a look at the conference standings. Do a little what if in the ACC. There's a lot of what ifs in the ACC right now with Miami. I know we got a lot of Hurricane fans out here, so stay tuned for all of that. And I'll go on a little Florida State rant. How about that? kind of lost my mind on Florida State during Boca Bowl Weekly. So be listening after the show, folks. It's going to be a great time. And get your tickets now by going to BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets. That is BocaRatonBowl.com/tickets for the 11th annual Boca Raton Bowl.
Ray Lewis, I think he lives in the area in Palm Beach County. He's actually been to the Boca Bowl, too. So that's an interesting one as well. We'll see what happens. I see what teams get that bid into the Boca Bowl December 18th. Go catch that then.
And beautiful FAU Stadium.
We'll take a timeout, and on the flip side of things, we'll get into a little NFL and the college football playoff rankings out. Couple easy paths there. Goes into the discrepancy of creating a path for certain teams. Some teams have a gauntlet, some don't. Is that a problem? We get into it next. College football playoff ranking talk on Russo and Rizzo next, the ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? When you're injured in a car crash, we focus on your case so you can focus on the one thing that matters most. Getting better. I'm Glenn Levine with Anajar and Levine. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. In office, West Palm Beach.
Florida Atlantic women's basketball season is here. Join head coach Jennifer Sullivan and star guards Maya Perry and Jada Moore at Eleanor R. Baldwin Arena this year for big-time college basketball action. Groups of 15 or more get in free. Single game tickets just $10. The band, the cheerleaders, the fun, the action, it's all there with Florida Atlantic women's basketball. Visit FAUsports.com for more information. Florida Atlantic Owls, winning in paradise.
This Thanksgiving, don't let extra pounds steal your joy. At HexisMD.com, enjoy the feast without fear of calories sticking around. They offer semaglutide and trizepatide. No insurance needed. Picture yourself feeling lighter and more energized. Give yourself the gift of confidence and health this holiday season with HexisMD. Join thousands already transforming their lives. Visit HexisMD.com today. That's HEXISMD.com. Your partner in a healthier, happier you. Use discount code ESPN50 for 50% off your first order.
Dolphin fans, my name is Colin Russo, and this is your Miami Dolphins Minute. Well, the Miami Dolphins are on a bit of a win streak here as they took down the Las Vegas Raiders for their second win in a row at Hard Rock Stadium on Sunday by a score of 34-19. The Dolphins offense got back to doing what's expected of them, and Tua Tagovailoa had his best game of the season thus far. He finished 28 of 36 for 288 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Jonnu Smith got behind everybody. Wow.
Jonnu Smith got going, eclipsing 100-plus yards and 2 scores. Tyreek Hill also had a score on the day, as the Dolphins are starting to claw their way back a bit into the thick of the AFC. They now sit at 4-6. They stay at home this week to take on the Patriots on Sunday at Hard Rock Stadium, 1 p.m. kick. That was your Miami Dolphins Minute, presented by Hard Rock Bet. It's Florida's official sports book. For the first time ever in Florida, bet on the Dolphins all season long. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if that first bet does not win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMINUTE.
Does your business leave a lasting impression? Attractive, eye-catching signs help you stand out from the crowd and create a strong brand identity. Our team at Signorama West Palm are experts in helping your business get noticed and get effective signage in front of your potential customers. Our team can turn your blank windows or plain vehicles into money-making branding machines by drawing customers' attention to your business. So if you're looking to leave that lasting impression, call us 561-687-7993 or visit SignoramawPB.com.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Start your day off with a bang. Go over to F45 West Palm Beach. They have locations in Wellington and Palm Beach Gardens as well. It's the ultimate way to get your day off. Started with a sweat. It's a perfect type of workout, a functional type of workout. That's not necessarily the Olympic lifts that somebody like myself was used to. Going to the gym, going through the motions. You didn't really know if you're going to give full effort or not. F45 has got you covered. 2 coaches there live. They got everything in front of you on the screen so you can see what exercises are next, how long you have to do it. 45 minutes in and out, no longer, no shorter. It's the perfect type of functional exercising. I love it. I go every morning at 6:30, 7:30. You can catch me there at the downtown locations. It's a whole lot of fun. It's a social setting, too. We meet a lot of like-minded fitness individuals right in the South Florida area. They have locations all over, so get started today. But go check out the F45 downtown West Palm Beach location. Check out their Instagram, F45 downtown West Palm Beach. Well, the college football playoff rankings came out, and the one thing that was interesting that they actually rode with, which what people speculated on, of course, was that Boise State is now the 4 seed, and Boise State gets that bye. So Boise State, of course, will sit in this iteration of the college football playoff rankings, of course. The 4 byes were, of course, Oregon at number 1, Texas at number 2, Miami at 3, and Boise State at 4. And, of course, the Big 12 champion in this case would be the BYU, and they put them and stuck them and buried them at 12. So that 5 seed, Ohio State in this case, would play a BYU and then would play a Boise State. Of course, the BYU would be on the road. But that, to me, is what they call a cakewalk. That, to me, is what they call a little bit of an unfair path. And I know you can't get it right. You can't get it 100% right every time. But compare that for a second to somebody like Indiana or somebody like Notre Dame, who has to deal with Alabama and then has to deal with Oregon. Or Indiana, who has to deal with Ole Miss, a team that beat Georgia, and then deal with Texas. Comparatively, you have Georgia, who is playing Penn State, who's not a big-time team, and then playing Miami, who's also not a big-time team. And then Ohio State is playing BYU and Boise State. That's where this becomes a problem, because it's almost impossible to make sure that you get a relatively even number of matchups where at least there's not a cakewalk involved in the 4 different quadrants. And this is your side of it. This is Ohio State we're talking about.
Yeah, but
it's going to be the beneficiary of being a 5 seed.
Yeah, this is all assuming we beat Indiana, right? And this is all assuming we beat Indiana and get to the Big Ten championship. But how about that? The Mountain West getting rated higher than the Big 12. I'm all for it. I think the Big 12 is as phony as it gets.
I think that's bad for college football to see Boise State in that quarterfinal game.
Higher than
who wants to watch? That's fun for the first.
But Johnson's a fun watch.
Until it's 46-6 in the third quarter.
But they gave Oregon a heck of a game. I know you're going to say
early
week
in
2.
the year. That was a
week
week after Idaho gave Oregon a fight too. That was a week after Idaho gave Oregon a fight too. It's a different season now. That team with plenty of preparation and weeks in advance of figuring out how you're going to play them. And knowing that you just have to stop one guy.
Let me ask you this. What's the difference between Indiana and Boise State?
Indiana is playing in the Big Ten.
But they don't really have, I could argue their strength of victory is.
All right, you want to know a difference? They're better defensively. They're better offensively. They have better offensive line. They have a more proven coach. They have actually a passing game that it functions without the necessary use of the running game. What about that?
All I'm saying is people look at Boise State and go, they're just as better as Indiana.
Who said that?
I'm certainly going and scratching my head here and wondering if
who's saying that?
I'm wondering if we're going to see what Indiana is. I think the odds makers agree the same thing with that 12-point spread.
Nobody is sitting around saying that Boise State is better than Indiana. Nobody's saying that.
I think a ton of people look at that top 25 and go, man, Indiana's 5, Boise State's 12. Boise State gave everything they could to Oregon. I wonder what the score of that Indiana-Boise State game would, Indiana and Oregon game would.
All right, so let's compare the schedules really quick. Would you rather play? You had Oregon, of course. You played them tough. Georgia Southern, Portland State, Washington State, Utah State, Hawaii, UNLV, San Diego State, Nevada, or San Jose State. Or you compare it to Washington, Michigan State, Michigan, Nebraska, Northwestern, Maryland, Charlotte, UCLA, Western Illinois, FIU.
Hawaii won us a game this year. You watch what you say.
Yeah,
about
and they won at Hawaii, and I give them credit.
But
there's no argument.
That
no
lower end. I mean, Michigan State is.
What you're saying is the low end of the Big Ten is comparable to the Mountain West. Is that what you're saying?
I think so, man. This year it is.
God.
This year it is, man.
Not a chance.
Purdue's 1-9.
Not a chance.
Northwestern stinks, man.
Nebraska took Ohio State down to the wire.
You're the one who always.
Washington was in the title game last year.
Hang on.
What are you talking about?
You're the one who always tells me Nebraska that was a trap game for the Buckeyes as they were looking forward to.
Totally. But you're trying to come up with. Tell me an argument that tells me that Mountain West is comparable to the Big Ten.
It's comparable to the bottom half. I'm not saying it's comparable to the Ohio States and the Oregons. I still put Penn State on that level as well. Some people would not.
UNLV played Syracuse. They lost that game. They played Kansas. They squeaked by Kansas.
Hey, Kansas has beaten 2 ranked opponents
So
in 2 straight
I
weeks.
understand, but that's the second best team in that conference. Middle of the pack, San Diego State.
I think Boise State would give Indiana a game, damn near beat them.
Oh, God. You're so not high on Indiana. You're making me root really hard for Indiana this weekend.
You are.
Because you're
You already
Ohio
picked
State
them to
blinders.
win.
You pick and choose when to use them.
You already picked them to win. I'm going to pick my blinders for a basketball school. I'm going to pick my blinders for Indiana. That's why I said
Not even an Ohio State basketball fan, too. How about that?
Yes, I am. Day should be relinquished of his duties. God, come on, Colin. Just because
I'm an Ohio State football fan, but I love Kentucky basketball.
I do, but I also
That's
like. That
crazy.
doesn't mean I don't like. But that doesn't mean I don't like Ohio State hoops either. I love Johnny Diebler and what he's doing there this year. Come on,
the phoniness. Oh, it's incredible.
It's not.
And the Mountain
phoniness.
West is nowhere near comparable
Don't
to the
even
Big
get me
Ten.
started with fandoms over here. You root for teams that are in 8 different quadrants
Yeah,
of the
but hold
country.
on. Yeah, at least they're not 2 of the best programs in their respective
Listen, I
sport.
told you can make fun of Kentucky, but everything else is regional, so I don't want to hear it. All right.
I just made fun of Kentucky and we fought back.
I think Boise State and Indiana would be a game. We could agree to disagree on that.
What if Boise State walks in there and gets absolutely throttled?
I'll eat a crow. Bring one in studio.
Oh, God.
Hopefully we see this.
There's a reason that the group
Hopefully we see this.
They get an auto buy, and I'm happy they get an auto bid. And unless they surprise some people, that Boise State's probably going to walk into that game and get killed.
Their best wins so far. And if they
My argument is they shouldn't be a top 4. That's the argument. You're trying to make an argument to me that we should see them in a quarterfinal game against an Ohio State team coming off a win at home?
I think Boise deserves a higher seed than the Big 12 right now. Yes.
So you think that is better for college football if you have a Boise State
I'd rather watch
in
John
a big-time bowl game comparatively to Colorado?
I don't want...
That's what you're saying.
I think
with 2 top 5 picks in the NFL draft.
I think to your point, Colorado is a little different, but I thought we were talking about BYU.
Yeah, my point is the Big 12 champion. The odds would be in Colorado's favor at this point.
Unfairly biased, probably. I'd rather see Colorado because of Prime and Shador, but I'd rather see Jean-T and Boise State than BYU. And I know they won us some games for the punchline picks where we compete with the boys.
Other than what? The fact that they're week 2 and Oregon in a down week when Oregon couldn't really figure out what team they wanted to be.
They have the Heisman Trophy winner, Colin. The guy's going to run for 2,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
He's not going to win the Heisman probably, but I understand the point. But the point is, it's that point. But the Boise State is in the Mountain West. It's a different ball game. They do not deserve. And I understand this doesn't matter. They're just throwing the rankings out there. And whenever that Big 12 champion gets a ranked win like a Colorado over BYU, they're going to leapfrog them. But my argument is that they should not be in a big-time Fiesta Bowl, Rose Bowl. You should not have to see Boise State unless they absolutely deserve it, and that's by winning the first game on the road.
What I'm hearing, too, is, and I would agree with you more often than not, that the Big 12 and the Big 10, they're better wins on the schedule than the Mountain West.
Yes. No doubt.
Outside of Ohio State and Oregon and Penn State, I can't admit that this year. I am so disappointed in how bad the Big Ten is this year.
It's terrible.
I'm so disappointed in how bad the Big 12 is.
But there's also levels to this. There's levels to this. The Mountain West is not holding a candle, the thick of it, comparatively, to what the Big Ten does. And you want to talk about that, too. Boise State has escaped certain times. Indiana has trailed for 11 minutes all year. They've trailed for 11 minutes all year long. Boise State has escaped.
Two times.
Last week, they were down 17.
You're right. I'm mentioning them. Nevada and San Jose State, they kind of laid some
Syracuse.
eggs.
So this is not Syracuse.
Yeah.
I was thinking of UNLV.
No, you're good.
My point is there's no argument. Because you're talking about strength of schedule. Strength of schedule is in favor of the Big Ten. You're talking about strength of wins. Strength of wins in favor of Indiana and the Big Ten. You could say they might give them a game because you got to play the games. I'm not going to sit here and proclaim that they have no shot. But the idea that it's not comparable in that sense, but the strength of schedule, strength of wins should not favor Boise State in any sense over any Big 12 team. That's my take. A one-loss Big 10 team, a Big 12 team that. No way. That's my take. And how about how the college football playoff has organized putting together this bracket where Georgia is going to be the 11 seed. They shouldn't be the 11, number one. But they're sitting there at the 11. They're going to have to play a road game at Penn State, which is not going to be easy, but that might be there's a levels to this type of game. because we know Penn State at home is not necessarily the greatest home environment of all time. No offense to CCAT. And then they got to go play Miami. And whether that's in Texas or Louisiana or Miami, Georgia fans will out-travel Miami fans 7 days a week. And that is a fairly easy schedule to get to the semifinal. Same with Ohio State, comparatively to the other side, where you have 1, 2, 3 SEC teams and Oregon, who's the top seed in the field.
And there's a lot of time left. These teams still have to play the schedule. I want to remind everybody, Ohio State has Indiana, who everyone thinks is a very good team, and they still got to play Michigan. They got to beat Michigan. Until I see it, Colin, I'm going to be worried about the game. As far as Georgia, I think that Georgia Tech game could be harder than they think. Now, they're lucky it's at home. I think at Georgia Tech, we could have maybe had a game on our hands, but a lot still needs to play out on the schedule. Not to mention Texas going to Texas A&M.
That's the prime game. And it's Ole Miss, Florida, A&M. And then the A&M Texas game, and then Ohio State, Indiana.
Yeah, and I'm sure with just how crazy this season is, Colin, someone's going to lose that's supposed to win. There's going to be an outlier out there, an upset game where someone loses. I'm calling it now. We've seen it all year long, teams losing to teams they shouldn't. So,
fair enough.
And even Miami losing to Georgia Tech. I didn't have that on the bingo card.
They didn't. That's not an elimination. So you're thinking somebody's going to put them in elimination due to losing.
Yeah,
the regular season.
Someone's going to damn themselves to a team that they probably should win against. We see it every single year.
Do you have a prediction on that take? You have somebody in mind?
Not ready to put it in stone.
I'll tell you one. I'll tell you one.
Get back to me on Friday.
I'll tell you one.
Let me hear it.
Ole Miss.
You think Florida?
Florida is going to come right at them this weekend. Plus 11 in that game. I would take Florida 7 days a week. That is going to be a very tricky game. There's a lot of pressure on Ole Miss to win that. Florida has got nothing to lose, and they know that. That is a risky game.
Another one that comes to mind could be Notre Dame. I still like Army, but after how bad Navy got dismantled within the last 4 weeks, I'm kind of down on it's not that I'm down on our troops, Kyle, as you always say, but I'm down on the service academies.
Yeah, we'll see. They're better than Navy, but they haven't been as good as of recently.
Yeah, they
hopefully they give them a fight, but I could see that going either way. I can't see them beating Notre Dame.
They flirted with North Texas. Yeah.
I mean, if Army wins that game, then Army's going to replace Boise.
How about this, Kyle? You were on this a couple of weeks ago, so I'll steal this from you. Minnesota.
That's a trap game.
I know they just lost to Rutgers.
They got Penn State at home.
But the problem is they lost to Rutgers. And in true PJ Fleck form, they had a great year going. Obviously, losing to Iowa was bad. They lost to North Carolina.
They should have won that Michigan game.
But in true Fleck fashion, they lose the game before the big one. So it's at home. Could they show up for that?
That's a trap game. This is the type of game where Minnesota knows they have nothing to lose. Now all the other teams are to that argument, they're the spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
They are the spoilers of the group, and they know that. So that's why it's going to be very interesting to see how these last 2 weeks. This is why you expand the playoff. This is why it's fascinating, because these teams now are playing with a lot of pressure, and that could get there. That could get to their head a little bit. Got to do a little 5 at 5. We'll do a little better than yesterday, a little later than show, presented by Flagstick Golf Performance. Catch Mike and I tomorrow celebrating the CP Group's 9th annual tree lighting and holiday extravaganza. It's Thursday, November 21st, 5:30 to 7:30. It's at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus right there in South Florida, Boca Raton. Entry's free when you bring a new unwrapped toy or make a discretionary monetary contribution to the spirit of giving donations. It supports the nonprofit's annual holiday gift drive, which spreads joys to thousands of children throughout Palm Beach County. You can also get VIP tickets. It gives you exclusive access to a hospitality tent, which has open bar, plenty of food, carving stations, special activities, just $60. And all proceeds from these VIP ticket sales will directly benefit the Junior League of Boca Raton. They also have exciting meet and greets. Santa and his reindeer are going to be there. They're going to have a petting zoo with 20 farm animals there. That's the place to be, the 9th annual tree lighting event for CP Groups. And it's the holiday extravaganza. Mike and I will be there live tomorrow on site at the Boca Raton Innovation Campus. We'll do a little 5 at 5. Luke, Christian, Cat into the conversation next. Stick around for that. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WUUB Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. If it's a slam dunk or a game-winning drive, it happens on ESPN 106.3. Monday Night Football wraps up Week 11. Coverage of the Texans and Cowboys gets started at 7:30. Tell a friend, tell an enemy. The game's right here on ESPN 106.3.
Banyan Printing, your trusted printing, mailing, and signage partner in the Palm Beaches for over 45 years. Banyan Printing's new metallic ink press adds that extra shine so that your product comes out in glossy gold, sparkling silver, or any other color you want to shine. Banyan Printing is the official printer of Kaiser Athletics and would love to be your official printing partner as well. Order products and learn more about what Banyan Printing can do for your business at banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Meet Cheryl. Hey. She's on vacation and lost in the moment. Unfortunately, so is her Chase debit card.
It's gotta be somewhere.
Maybe she lost it at salsa night.
These skirts should have pockets.
Or maybe she lost it at Pilates.
3 and 2 and...
But she's not worried. With the Chase mobile app, she can lock her card till it turns up. Tools that help protect. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Exciting news, West Palm Beach. X Golf is now open and ready for you. Experience top-of-the-line simulators, perfect your swing, and enjoy a full bar and delicious bites. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, X Golf has something for everyone. Rain or shine, we've got you covered with virtual courses from around the world. Book your tee time today. Come visit us at X Golf West Palm Beach, where the game never stops. Visit on Instagram at XGolfWPB for more information.
Good Greek moving and storage. Your superhero movers.
Cozy up with your favorite sweet treats at DQ Grill & Chill, featuring the blizzard of the month, Oreo Fudge Brownie. It's the perfect treat for anyone who likes the sound of an Oreo crunch paired with soft brownies and rich cocoa fudge. Plus, come get a delicious frozen hot chocolate made with fresh cocoa fudge and vanilla soft serve to keep you warm when the temperatures go down. And Parmesan garlic chicken strips are back at DQ Grill & Chill, with 2 locations, 4828 Lake Worth Road and US 1 just south of North Lake.
Got questions? Theo's got theories. Catch Theoretically Speaking with Theo Dorsey at 2 p.m. on ESPN 106.3. Warning, mind-blowing moments ahead.
Improve your golf game fast at the all-new Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center has the facilities, tools, and coaching you need. Enjoy the best facilities in the area with an expansive chipping and putting area, practice bunkers, a huge putting green, plus a 2,000 square foot indoor training area with 3 hitting bays, cutting-edge analysis technology, and more. The Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center in the heart of Palm Beach County off I-95 and the Turnpike. Find out more at KaiserGolfCenter.com.
Time now for a PNC pause. PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers they serve in the South Florida community. See how at PNC.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3.
Order for Jennifer C.
Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double whip, double sleeve?
Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine?
Did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Oh, really? That's great.
Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year?
Yeah, you just said that.
Did you say I just said that?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
I can't have any more? Why not?
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Did you know that Wendy's has any size soft drinks for just $1? Yeah, any size, anytime. Like $1 Coke, $1 Sprite, or even $1 strawberry Fanta. Okay, could we maybe switch up the sound effect? Please? 'Cause I'm losing it. Wow, no, not that. Any size soft drink for just $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. A la carte only. Not valid in a combo. Exclusions apply.
Hey, it's your boy JC reminding you to go on YouTube right now. Hit subscribe on Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Brand new episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The best from sports, stupidity, and social media. Exclusive on YouTube. Questionable Call with Josh Cohen. Hit subscribe now.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
Call into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Live Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Second hour, Russo and Rizzo on a Wednesday edition on ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, of course, behind the glass. Beautiful day today in South Florida at the City Play Studios in West Palm Beach, Florida. Having a blast here. Christian Cat, how you doing today? What's going on?
Oh, it couldn't be better, man. Like you said, a nice day outside.
The 30th annual Palm Beach Holiday Boat Parade. Tickets are out now. Did you guys hear about this?
No.
So there's a Palm Beach, I guess it's the thing down here. There's a boat parade that goes all the way down the Intercoastal, and it starts out, and it's the 30th annual, so it's a big deal. And I'm thinking something here.
Yeah, I was a dummy 2 years ago. It went around the Jupiter Inlet, and I thought that I could just walk up and get a table that night when the boat parade was coming through on a restaurant
so
that
you've
was
seen this in the flesh. You've seen this.
No, because I was really stupid, and those seats were obviously booked for maybe 6 months ahead of time, not walk up night of.
So this event is a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. 30th annual, too. It's got to be a bigger deal now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know what would be fun?
What would be fun?
If we get a listener to, if somebody can, we could get on their boat.
Oh, do the show from the boat?
I floated this idea before, and
there's some logistical problems with this, but if there's somebody that has a boat in the Intercoastal Palm Beach County Boat Parade and wants Russo and Rizzo and ESPN West Palm to join you, we're taking calls. Reach out to us at ESPN West Palm on Twitter, anywhere, 888-760-3776. I'm down. We should figure this out.
Yes, we can make this happen. We only need access to power while on the boat, which I think the modern boats nowadays have outlets
and
on them.
And Wi-Fi.
And we provide the Wi-Fi. We've got these new nifty military-grade internet devices.
Yeah. I've been, Colin, obviously, is our on-site producer. I've been, they're good, dude.
Exactly. So we just need access to power.
Legit.
If you have a boat that you're using for the parade and you need a couple space fillers to come and bring the energy nice and high, talk some sports in the process.
Yeah.
Reach out to us in the near future.
Boat.
Well, we need a boat.
Yeah, we need some wheels. We need some wheels.
We just moved down here. We don't have a boat yet. So we need a boat for the 30th annual Palm Beach County Boat Parade. That should be a lot of fun. Hopefully we can get involved with that. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Now that we're in the second half of the football season, week 12 coming up on the NFL side of things, you've seen enough about how teams are shaping up. You know the identities of each side. It's time to get started on Hard Rock Bet. They have parlays for days. There's so many different ways to bet and so many different types of parlays. You want to string a bunch of bets together. Not sure what to bet to. You can see what the popular trending parlays are. They're built by other users. In just a few taps, you could tail along with them on the Discover page, whether that be first touchdown parlays, anytime touchdown parlays, team spread, money lines, you name it. It's trying to maximize the absolute value. You don't have to do basically the bulk of the work. And you just got to put together these parlays and something crazy for some crazy odds. And it happens. In week 6, a bettor in South Florida put a $1 down on a first touchdown score parlay. 5 legs, 5 different players to score the first touchdown in their games on Sunday. Hit them all. $1 to $40,000. Did it on Hard Rock Bet. So can you. November's a huge month for rivalries in college football. Now there's elimination games this weekend. BYU, Arizona State being one of them. Notre Dame Army. Indiana, Ohio State. If I were to tell you that in the beginning of the year, what would you have said? That those were elimination games for the college football playoff. You can get involved with them. You're going to be watching them anyway on Hard Rock Bet. Go put a little action on it. Try today and get up to $100 back in bonus bets if that first bet does not win. That first bet can be a parlay. It can be a prop. It can be an over. It can be a future, whatever you like, any game you choose. You either win your first bet or get the same amount you bet back as a bonus bet. It's Hard Rock Bet offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Christian Cat, of course, helping us out in the ones and twos. Let's get to a little 5 at 5.
Number 1.
Well, Adam Silver has seen the numbers like you and I have. First month and a half of the NBA season, numbers are down, ratings are down, viewership is down. Silver said that the World Series and the election played a role in the low viewership. Is there merit to this argument, or does the NBA have a bigger problem on its hands?
Total bigger problem, right?
Huge problem. Huge problem. The product is bad. The players don't play.
The fact
they don't
that
care.
he's chalking it, the fact that Adam Silver is chalking this up to election year and the World Series, either he's got blinders on and he doesn't want to see the obvious problem, or he's trying to save face in the eyes of PR. The NBA's got a major problem with viewership.
Yep.
And it's not just with the idea that people love to watch illegally streaming. That's a big portion of it, but it's not the entire problem. The problem is that the games are unwatchable, the stars don't play, the product is just not as good. The NBA does not have it's soulless, and it doesn't have the passion and it doesn't ignite a flame. And also, the normal fans are priced out of the games too.
Right, and that's what I was just about to say. It's not relatable. Like, I don't think the NBA is relatable anymore to the average Joe working a 9 to 5 like you and me, Colin. These guys are making crazy money. Look at the contracts they're signing in this league, too.
It's not like they can go to the games either. The average day working fan does not go to a lot of NBA games. It's not like a baseball game where you can get a $20 ticket and go see a ball game.
And I understand.
Charge an arm and a leg to go to a game, and charge an arm and a leg to get the league pass,
Right.
which barely works.
And then I understand other players and other leagues are signing big contracts as well, but I don't know. To sign that money and then play every other game and kind of not care if, oh, man, my hamstring's hurt and I'm going to take a game off, instead of playing through it. I don't know, Colin. It's a tough look. I've been watching because my team started out 15-0. By the way, if I could chime in real quick, that 15-0 was fun and everything, but we still can't beat Boston. Like, that's my takeaway, by the way, on the Cavs.
Oh, okay.
15-0 was fun, but we still can't get away from Boston. But yeah, I'm not surprised, and I think it's a horrible take by Adam Silver to blame an election year and a World Series.
Definitely had something to do with it.
Look. You think
But
Stern?
you
think Stern would say something like that? Come on,
Adam, the ratings weren't good in May and June when there's no competition. To say that the ratings are just not good now because of election year is a little much. You have a much bigger problem at your hands in terms of getting eyeballs on the screen to watch these games. And it's going to need some addressing. And it starts with getting guys in the court, making games feel big, and making the NBA fan experience a little more accessible.
I think the Emirates Cup, I know you guys kind of, snickered at it a little bit, but I think the Emirates Cup is at least they're trying something new.
I agree.
They're trying
they tried something with the play-in on the playoff.
At least they're trying to juicing and sweeten things up, but in the end of the day, it comes down to the players. If these guys don't care about the 82-game season and these guys don't care about putting on a good product, why should we care until April? That's a serious question. Why the hell should I care until April?
I think the problem more about the game itself.
I think the play style is taking a huge hit.
It's awful.
It's a harder thing to fix than the packaging of said game.
Sure, but that's what the NBA can control.
Boston,
if they had some stones, they'd bring back hand checking. Make perimeter defense more viable because guys don't guard in the perimeter anymore. There's entirely too many threes. It's standing around the corner. You know what a big problem is? I think every team plays very similarly. If they have a star, if they have an elite guard, all the teams with elite guard play relatively similar. And I know the X's and O's might be a little different, but it's too black and white. It's too simple. Mix it up. Too many threes. Teams are shooting 60 threes a game.
And there were 5 World Series games. So let's just wipe that excuse, chop that off.
It was a week.
Dude.
It was a week. It was it was 7 days.
Crazy to me. And what, the election was one night?
Do I watch Hannity or do I watch the NBA?
Play. Time out! They didn't even play on election night.
Magic
what are
Pacers
we talking about here?
Behind 3 paywalls.
Guys, they didn't play games on election night. Don't give me this, people were still tuned in days before and
one
days
thing I'll
after.
say is
Come
more
on.
people are tuned into the news in an election cycle. That's fair to say. And there's more eyeballs paying attention to the news channels. But you're right.
I don't want to hear it.
There's truth to that. But number 2.
Number 2.
With the new college football playoff projection coming out, there are certain paths that are easier for the lower seeds. Should there be a leveling factor while creating paths for teams?
I think this is a problem. I really do.
Explain that.
Explain.
Yeah, I don't really understand what I just said.
We talked about it a little bit last segment.
Having a sense of this team should be ranked a little higher, but in the sake of making sure it's a level playing field on either side, we should maybe alter certain seedings here and there so that the best teams are slated at least to meet each other in the later games.
Colin's saying
to make the games more competitive later down the line. What's the biggest problem with the NCAA tournament? When you have all those great upsets in the early part of the tournament, and it's a lot of fun, and then all of a sudden, once you get to the Sweet 16s and the Elite Eights, and you got Fairleigh Dickinson taking on, Oral Roberts, it's not as fun.
I think what you were saying earlier, the 5-seeded Buckeyes have an easier path than Bama? Who were you saying earlier? Regardless.
Notre Dame has to deal with Alabama and then Oregon. And they're
join the conference.
And they're 3 seeds. Fine. Georgia has an easier side to that as well. But how about Indiana? They haven't lost a game yet. And they have to deal with Ole Miss and then Texas? Comparatively to what? Ohio State dealing with BYU at home. They get money from the home games. And then they got to deal with Boise State.
I'm interested to your point because you root for another big school in the Big Ten. Aren't you sick of hearing about Indiana? Are you sick and tired of hearing about Indiana? I hope we end this weekend.
Because they're undefeated for a reason.
I hope we end this Indiana experiment this weekend. I hope the Buckeyes win by 40 and they fall out of the top 10. Honest to God. Sick of hearing about it.
I think Indiana will be competitive in the game. They got to cover.
I am trying to go to Penn State's the playoff game, the home playoff game they should be hosting. It's going to be at State College. Hopefully it's on Saturday, making travel a lot easier.
Friday night or Saturday.
But so I want whatever result likens the possibility of me going to that game.
So if Boise State is in that bottom 8 and they play a first-round game, whatever game they will get will be that first game.
Christian, is that during our Christmas break?
No.
Okay. It's not. It would be
right before.
December 20th, December 21st. It's
I see.
2 days after the Boca Bowl.
I see. So, and from what I understand, Colin, you and I, we work every day, but everyone punts after the Boca Bowl. If I'm familiar, everyone punts the year, as far as I'm concerned around here. So
not me, dude.
That's what I said. I think Colin and I will be here till our flights leave the day before Christmas.
So
but
the college football playoff will organize that properly. That Friday night game will not get as good of ratings as the Saturday games. At least at 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock. The 4 o'clock and 8 o'clock on Saturday will be their 2 biggest games. That will be the Alabama Notre Dames of the world. That will be whoever Ohio State is probably playing, unless there are 5, that will probably be those games. But the games with a brand that stinks and it might be a blowout, they'll bury them on either that first Saturday or that Friday, and that could be a Penn State game.
Right. I think I would flip. I think the least attractive window is the first game on Saturday earlier. So I still think, what else are you going up against on Friday night? High school football is going to be over at that point.
People go out on Fridays, too.
That's true. The beginning of a break.
People go out on Fridays.
Can I?
And they think about people sitting in front of the TV. Nobody does anything 1 o'clock on a Saturday.
That's fun. But in my opinion, I know I don't drink anymore, but even when I was in the mix on drinking and stuff, we'd go out and watch the game and then get drinks. You know what I mean? We'd go to a bar and watch the game.
It's about the viewership, but yes, I understand.
Still be fun.
Yeah.
Boys, I don't know what I'm going to do when college football ends. This has been I could say this has arguably been my the most fun, probably since the year 2007 I've had watching college football. Just because of how crazy the year 2007 was with college football. Go back and look it up. It's arguably one of the craziest years of college football ever. I don't know what I'm going to do when college football's over. I have thoroughly enjoyed college football more than the NFL. That's not even a question. Not even a question for me this year.
I think NFL's, I was on the same page after that week, October 11th, October 12th, October 19th slate, and they had a couple good weeks after that. Stalled a little bit, but now it's going to get really, really interesting. College is at a big-time year. I'm up and down in the NFL take.
No, and it's not that I'm saying I hate the NFL this year. Obviously, I watch every Sunday, but I've thoroughly enjoyed watching college football more than the NFL. And obviously, to Colin's point, things will get better as we get closer and these playoff races get closer.
There's intrigue.
There definitely is. And
Elimination
I
games.
think it doesn't help, Colin, that both of our teams stink this year, too. So there's that factor as well.
Wisconsin doesn't wow me. It doesn't make a difference to me. Number 3.
Number 3.
Ray Lewis, the big news of the day here in Palm Beach County in the Treasure Coast. Ray Lewis is a big name being thrown around as the new FAU football coach. Will this be a good hire?
Well, now I'm going to do this properly. Ray Lewis, his son was on the team at FAU. I believe he didn't play much, if at all. Ray, of course, is from this South Florida area. There's some connection there, and he's a big name. Would he be a good hire? Probably not. But I understand the point of view that you want to kind of create a little Deion effect. And Ray Lewis, probably not to the standard of a Deion Sanders in terms of notoriety, But that has got to be a big portion of why he'd skip all those stepping stones in order to take a relatively big job at FAU.
The safe hire, and probably the right hire, would be a guy like Charlie Weiss Jr., who I told our content director, Brian Rowitz, 3 days ago, who I thought would get the job. The possible home run hire is Ray Lewis. I worry because he's never coached. Now, maybe he's coached high school. I read in the CBS article he doesn't have collegiate experience. Maybe he actually does have experience coaching ball. But regardless, I think there are levels to coaching a Division I college football program. I'd be very wary of handing the keys to the car to someone who's never coached college football before. But Ray Lewis could bring that effect that Colin's talking about. Big-time recruits, NIL.
Sell tickets.
And Colin, maybe possibly more donors donating to the NIL funds. So the home run hire could be Ray Lewis. The safe hire, I think, is the Weiss Jr. kid.
And Weiss Jr. is the offensive coordinator at Ole Miss, who was on Kiffin's staff as well.
Yeah, sorry for the no context.
Kiffin at FAU.
Yep.
So he's followed Kiffin over to Ole Miss, seen success, up-and-comer, 31 years old. It'd be one of those big-time, young gunslinger type of offensive minds.
And quickly, he's been with the familiarity of the program. He was the OC here in Boca under Lane at FAU.
Number 4.
Let's look ahead to tomorrow night, Thursday Night Football, because Mike Tomlin and those Steelers, they have not won an away Thursday night primetime game in 7 years.
Wow.
Will Mike Tomlin and the Steelers snap that streak against the Browns tomorrow? Because look at this spread. Steelers -3.5. You think anybody's lining up to bet the Browns tomorrow?
I am.
Isn't that amazing that the Steelers don't lose on Monday Night Football at home, but they cannot win on the road on Thursday Night Football?
I couldn't sell Colin on taking it on the punchline picks, but I think the Browns win straight up. Honest to God.
More time to prep, less time to prep, right? You have one extra day on
the Steelers,
Monday.
And keep this in mind too, the Steelers are going to play 3 games in 10 days. I think they're a little gassed.
Good point. And it's a tricky game, but they need the game, which is what I would add to that. They need that. This schedule for them gets really, really tricky.
It's a rivalry game, and ever since the Browns ended the whole 1-31 skid, the Pittsburgh games are always close. I lean towards the Browns in this game, honest to God, and I swear that's not me being a homer. You saw Jameis Winston play well in New Orleans. I think this is a game Cleveland shows up for, personally.
This is a game you watch college football instead. Give me Georgia Tech, North Carolina State at 7:30 instead of Thursday Night Football.
That's a terrible
Total's
game.
at 36.5 in that NFL game.
You're seriously gonna watch that over one of the oldest rivalries in football, the Browns and the Steelers?
Spare us the rivalry talk when it's Jameis Winston versus Russell Wilson.
I wish you'd let us take the Browns. I think the Browns win this game tomorrow.
Number 5. Maybe we will. Number 5.
Number 5.
Josh Allen, man, he had one of those MVP moments at 4 o'clock on CBS on Sunday, capping it off that win against the Chiefs on the 4th and 2 conversion and touchdown. He is currently the MVP favorite at +135. Do you think Josh Allen will win his first MVP this season?
Well, Colin, statistically, it's Jackson. Would you agree?
Jackson finally, I don't know if he's had a signature win this year, and Allen has.
Probably against Allen. Lamar beat Allen and blew that Bills team out.
But it's not a signature.
It's a long season, and the Bills have lost 2 games all year. That's the fact of the matter. Who did the Ravens lose to a couple of weeks ago? Who you're completely dismissing on Thursday Night Football? Oh yeah, they lost to the Browns at home.
And I told you that would happen, by the way.
You did.
That was a Sunday night game, but yeah, or
Sunday afternoon game. No, regardless, I'm alluding to the fact that the Browns could win a division game at home. I think it's Allen because of Colin, if we want to, what are the prerequisites to winning an MVP? Having one of the best teams all year.
A narrative.
The narrative is that this is the year Allen gets over the hump. This is year they beat the Chiefs. You know, we still got 5-6 weeks left on the NFL schedule. I don't want to put count the chickens before they hatch here. If I had to vote, it's Allen because of everything taking into account with this award. Statistically, it's Jackson.
I'm up and down on both. I'd probably give the edge to Jackson at the moment, but I could totally see the Allen narrative because he has that signature knocked off the undefeated team win.
And I'm going to play this game too. Who's he throwing the ball to? Compare what Lamar Jackson has to what Josh Allen. Josh Allen is elevating. You're supposed to give the MVP to someone who elevates people around them. I know Lamar does too, but I think there's less around Allen, more around Jackson. I think Allen's throwing to Keon Coleman. Okay?
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there. A bunch of tight ends.
For a casual viewer, Allen's...
And everyone's... Sorry, C-Cat. And everyone's telling me the Ravens have the best running back in the league in Derrick Henry. They finally have a wide receiver room, and they have 3 tight ends.
How about this for an argument? Lamar's playing better than last year. Substantially better than last year, a year in which he won MVP. Playing better than both MVP years.
Go ahead, C-Cat. I didn't mean to cut you off.
The question is will versus should. It probably should be Lamar, but there's voter fatigue.
I agree with that. That's true.
Want to give Josh Allen an MVP award.
It's almost like he's due.
Yeah. I think as a career achievement, he deserves one. It's not a career award, but you know what? Yeah.
Statistically, Jackson.
He's going to want it, too. Towards the end of the year, he's going to want it. Lamar doesn't want it. You're going to want it.
Yep. Not all in with this. Statistically, Jackson, all the other prerequisites and how we give the award away, Allen.
Narrative leans Allen. That's a good point. You might have sold me. Narrative leans Allen. That was the 5 at 5 on Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. We'll do a little better than yesterday where we go around the table and express what we need to improve upon. I got an idea for Mike. I think he does too. Presented by Flagstick Golf Performance. We'll do a little of that next. Better than yesterday. Stick around for that. Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith Ball Baez and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith Ball Baez and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Hey golf fans, Colin Russo here. Looking to improve your game? Flagstick Golf Performance, the ultimate indoor golf experience, is now open in Boynton Beach. With 3 indoor simulators and a state-of-the-art putting studio, Flagstick helps players at all levels up their game. Get lessons from experts, try the latest clubs, or just come up for a round in the simulators. You can track your stats and see real improvement. Flagstick is where serious golfers and beginners find their edge. Bring your friends or family and enjoy golf like never before. Visit flagstickgolfperformance.com to book your session.
Hurricane fans, the final game of the season is here. Join us on November 23rd at Hard Rock Stadium as the Hurricanes take on the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. It's Senior Day, a day to honor the incredible players who have given their all to the U. Let's give them a send-off they'll never forget and fill the stadium with Hurricanes pride. Don't miss out. Get your tickets today by visiting MiamiHurricanes.com or by calling 1-800-GO-CANES.
Tickets are on sale now for the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. South Florida's only PGA Tour event returns to PGA National February 26th through March 2nd. Watch your favorite golfers compete on the Champions Course while enjoying a new on-site experience filled with local bites, craft cocktails, fan activities, and more. Get ready for a week to remember. Secure your tickets now at thecognizantclassic.com.
Never go near power lines. Whether you are trimming trees or picking fruit, stay at least 10 feet away from power lines. You can be seriously injured or killed if you or any object you're holding or standing on, such as tools and ladders, touches a power line. Hire a qualified line clearing professional to trim trees near power lines. Stay safe by keeping yourself and your tools at least 10 feet away from any power lines. Learn more at FPL.com.
It's ESPN 106.3, your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet. Home of the Miami Dolphins, Miami Hurricanes, and all of the biggest football matchups throughout the week. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not win. Hard Rock Bet, roll with us. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Rolling on here on a Wednesday on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3. Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat behind the glass. As always, we're live at the City Play Studios right here in downtown West Palm Beach. It's time of the year where you need to improve yourself, whether that be in the kitchen, in the exercise, sleep, priorities, habits. The way I've committed to improving myself is my golf game over at Flagstick Golf Performance. I could do that. It's the ultimate indoor golf experience. It's in Boynton Beach. It's officially open. Flagstick Golf Performance is a unique facility featuring 3 indoor simulators. On top of that, it's got a state-of-the-art putting studio. It's got a build shop. Andy and his team has got a wide variety of different clubs, different club heads, different grips. They got everything you need, and they're the experts. So you don't even have to do much. They can help you out, get a bit of a back and forth process to figure out what works for you. You take lessons from PGA professionals. You can get fit for your clubs. You can get anything done over at Flagstick Golf Performance. It's now open. You got to go check it out. I was there this morning. Saw my pal Andy. Worked on my wedge game once again. It's going to be a work in progress. I hit well. Started to hit poorly, gave me a few pointers. Then I started to hit well again, and I ended on a high note. But I'm always there at Flagstick Golf Performance working on my golf game. I got to be good enough for a few months from now to see if I'm invited when my extended family is in the Palm Beach County area playing golf. I am currently not on the invitation list.
Oh, that's going to change.
And I adamant to the fact that I am not invited, so I have to prove them wrong. And become good enough to get invited.
Let me ask you this: where's the prove it round going to be? Are you? So who? Let me ask this again too. I know a lot of questions here, Kyle. Who's part of the decision making crew where you're just not
the guys
allowed
who
to
are
go?
playing? My uncles and my dad, my uncles,
your dad, your uncles,
couple cousins,
your brother.
No.
Okay. So uncles and dad.
Yeah.
Really, uncles and dad. Where's the prove it round going to be? Is it at a driving range?
I don't know.
Is
I haven't settled specifics with them. I think they'll trust me, and I think it's a matter of I'll show them a couple videos of the swing, and then I got to sell them. But currently, I'm not invited.
The thing is, how golf works, like it's a foursome. So for Colin to get invited, you got to prove that Uncle Jerry should be disinvited.
No. I've worked.
They'd rather play with 3 than play with me.
Oh,
stop it.
Yeah.
I thought
nobody likes playing with. I
thought this was a case where the Russos get like 3 tee times, and they have 3 separate foursomes, and Colin's trying to join one of those foursomes.
No.
There's just 3 guys, and you're not invited.
They just don't want to invite me.
They'll deal with the random.
Yeah, I'd be upset too.
I'm not upset. I'm motivated.
I know. Our partners are taking care of you, but if I could help too, because you got me fired up now. I want to help. I don't know. Let me know how I can help.
Go beat up an uncle, get him in the
Let
legs.
me know how I can help.
hit him in the leg so he can't play that day.
Let me
right
know.
In the kneecap.
Kyle, let me know how I can help.
Paint houses for a living. But over at Flagstick Golf Performance, it's an optimal environment to leverage the excellent technology they have and all the data insights you can imagine. It's located in Boynton Beach. They offer memberships, daily access, walk in and get set up. Go check it out today. Go visit in person. Find all the info you need at flagstickgolfperformance.com. What do we need to improve upon? I alluded to some of it, but I got other stuff as well. Let's do a little better than yesterday. Better than yesterday. Flagstick Golf presents Better Than Yesterday. It's my favorite segment of the week. What do we need to get better at? What do we need to improve upon? Enough about me. Let's start with Mike Rizzo. Mike Rizzo, what do you need to improve upon?
Colin, I'm down to 205, buddy. I stepped on the scale. I saw 210. I was disgusted with myself. It's been a week and a half. I've been eating clean in the gym every day, every morning and night. I'm down 5 pounds already. Well, I sometimes morning, sometimes night. I go one time a day. And I'm down 5 pounds, and I plan on getting back down to 185, 190, where I need to be. So the plan to getting back in fighting fit starts now. And I alluded this, I think, to both you and CCAT before. The whole not playing basketball, I think, really has added a whole nother layer to, I think, putting on a little weight since being down. I've only put on about, 10, 15 pounds. It's not like I'm an absolute unit or anything. But I want to get back to where I want to be. And that started about a week and a half ago. And, Colin, it's crazy.
What changed your mind that day?
Honest to God, Colin, it started when we went out to dinner with my dad, and I noticed how much food that I actually ate and consumed. And I go, all right.
You ate to the point of this is a problem?
Correct. And to the point where I was disgusted with myself. So
OD'd on steak?
Correct.
I need to change something.
On everything. I mean, Colin was there. We both gorged, but Colin earned that gorge, and I didn't, if that makes sense. So my better than yesterday, I'm back at it, and I was going to end with, it's crazy what the human body can do, honest to God. If you determine yourself on something, you consistently...
Is this about the eating or about the losing the weight?
Yeah, both are impressive.
Because both are impressive.
Both.
Okay.
So just nonetheless, me eating healthier and being able to lose weight after just, a week and a half of exercise and whatever. It's crazy when you put your mind to something what the human body can do. And I'm getting back into fighting fit, CCAT.
We shift to CCAT. CCAT, what are you better than yesterday at? What do you need to get better than yesterday at?
Sticking up for myself.
You got bullied?
I have been the victim of societal bullying time and time again, specifically when it comes to getting in line at my local pharmacy. I'm a snacker. I like the sweet treats. I like getting candy. I like getting chocolate. And oftentimes I find myself in the local pharmacy on the corner of my road. They're doing just that. But there are 2 lines, one of which is for the actual medicine pharmacy. And also they take care of printing out your pictures on the nice little 9x16s or whatever. And the other is for, the guys who are picking up stuff at the corner store. I get cut almost every single time I go to that pharmacy.
You get cut in the pharmacy line?
Yes.
Where are you standing?
I'm standing,
Are you hovering behind the person 10 feet or
No, I social distance, 6 feet from behind. I kind of kept that alive. And for the longest time, in an effort to not make a scene, in an effort to just avoid all conflict, I let it happen. Not anymore. I want to make a scene next time.
So it hasn't happened?
No. I have not had the goal to do it yet.
What are you going to say?
Hey, back of the line, excuse me.
You want to role play a little bit here?
Yes.
All right, so you're getting your snacks at the pharmacy line. We're at whatever Walgreens, CVS, whatever it may be.
And then here comes guy oh, excuse me.
Doesn't even know. Doesn't he say anything? I'm going to go right here.
Excuse, sir.
What do you want?
I was in line.
Okay.
You should too, behind me. I was here first.
I don't feel like it.
That's not very courteous.
Screw you.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it? This is going well.
I'll have you know I work for a very profitable radio station. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow.
Oh, really? I work for the sheriff's department. How about you tell me which one?
What's your badge number?
Oh, we gotta fine tune that a little bit.
I got my hands filled with Arizona and gummy worms.
Tell you what, man, not for long. I'm not spoiling anything, but just know, folks, those days are coming to an end soon for my buddy over there behind the glass. So you better get your fix in while you can, dude.
Yeah, I'll be ripped.
You know what I'm better than yesterday at?
What's
I'm
that?
starting to get there.
What's that?
Time management. I'm starting to be able to put together my days a little bit where I'm organizing my time better than I have been. Let's think about this. Today, for example, I got today and Saturday. I've organized my days properly. Today, I get up, 5:40 alarm. I go to a 6:30 F45 class.
Nice.
I come back. I have a quick breakfast. I go right to Flagstick Golf Performance to work on my wedge game. 2 hours I work on my wedge game. A little bit of helping with Andy, a little bit of my own time, figuring it all out. I go from there. I'm already in Boynton Beach. Time management. Instead of going all the way back, I thought ahead. I got a mic. I needed to set up something for high school football. They had an all-star event at Boston's down in Delray Beach. And Boston's on the beach. And so they had an event there. I was already in Boynton. All right, I made sure I had the mic on me. I went right over there. Organizing. Got out here, got in there. Got out here, got in there. Organized that. Took me an hour at this event. Not even, 45 minutes. Did that. Came up here. Had a relatively productive 2 or 3 hours in the office. Got to have a couple laughs. Doing the show. Youth basketball tonight. That's a time-managed day. Saturday. There's a ton going on.
There is.
Ohio State, Indiana. You have BYU, Arizona State. I'm going to be super into that. You got Notre Dame Army, which I'm hoping is a good game. You have another youth basketball game.
Coach gave me the day off. What a guy.
Well, unless you want to come, it's up to you.
I'd rather watch the game. I just wanted to make sure.
I would figure.
I just wanted to make sure you.
So, Gladiator 2 comes out this weekend. I'm a big movie fan. I want to go see it.
So you have a membership?
Sure do.
Nice.
Can't go Thursday night. There's Thursday night football. Can't go Friday night. There's high school football. Can't go Saturday during the day because college football all day. You can't go Sunday Huddle with me and Kate Chumslin, 10 to 11 on ESPN 106.3 is live. And there's a full NFL slate. When am I going to go? I could wait till Thanksgiving, but I want to see it. 8:50 a.m.
Wow.
Ticket bought, sealed, booked, delivered. I will be there.
How about that? Colin's going to get some popcorn, 8:50, maybe a Slurpee.
Might be 8:30. Might be 8:30.
Well, how about the poor high school kid that's got to How about the poor high school kid that's got to wake up and open up shop?
Are you a key holder there? Like, do you got to unlock the door and let yourself in?
Some poor part-timer is going to have to come in. He's going to have to fire up the popcorn, and I'm not going to buy anything.
Guarantee you that kid woke up this morning, checked the schedule, and go, what bleep is seeing the 8:50 a.m. show? It's the only ticket. What is getting a ticket?
I think it might be 8:20. I have to double check. It could be 8:20.
You should ask for, I don't know what movie theater you're going to, but sometimes they have like hot food there. Like, excuse me, can I please have the chili cheese fries?
Oh, yeah. Something you got to fire up the oven for.
Guys.
Some 16-year-old
What psychopath is getting a chili cheese dog at 8:50 in the morning?
I might do it just to bother the kid.
The customer that has the $6.50 to pay for it.
I might bother the kid.
Christian.
I'm gonna walk in there and
Christian, are you chili cheese dog guy at 8:50 in the morning?
I'm at a movie theater.
I'm not a hot food person at a movie theater, but it would be very funny to do it that early in the morning.
I honest to God, if I were working part-time and a guy came up to me and I opened the theater up for him and he comes up and goes, "Can I get a chili cheese dog?" I probably look at him and go, "What kind of psychopath are you?"
And I'm seeing it in a big screen, big environment. I'm looking forward to it. And I wanted to see it. That was my time to see it. It's at 8 in the morning, 8:20 or 8:50, one of the two. I guess it might be 8:45.
Since you're waking up that early, it's not like you're going to yawn your way through it. You'll be awake and alert.
How about this? You ever set an alarm for a movie?
No, never. No. But, Colin, do you do F45 on Saturday?
I won't because they have the 8 a.m. classes this week, but I do usually. I won't this week.
I was about to say, you're going to be up anyway.
I'm going to run instead.
Yeah.
But I'm going to set an alarm for this movie. I think that's funny. I love this. And that's time management skill. That's what I'm better than yesterday at. How about that?
Nice.
You think that's concerning, the fact that I'm going to a movie that early?
I applaud the effort. I think about doing those things on the weekend when, I know it's a loaded college football or NFL slate, but there's a good movie coming out. Yeah. We had a weird job where it's tough to make those things happen in the weekdays.
Agreed. But I'm more concerned with, why does that movie theater have a showing of The Gladiator at 8 in the morning?
Yeah, there's all the theaters in the area. All the theaters in the area, they're opening up really early.
Kyle,
I'm surprised by this.
We had a Cinemark in my hometown, and I never saw a movie that early. Honest to God, never even saw an option to see a movie that early.
Yeah,
it's always like noon or something.
I'm in.
Show.
I'm in. Open that up. the 16-year-old who at a local high school. Open that up. Fire up the popcorn. No, I'm not going to get any popcorn.
You want to know what it is?
Because I don't get concessions at the movies. I don't get concessions.
Are you a guy who sneaks stuff in like Big Dave, my
no,
buddy?
It's 8:50 in the morning. I'm not getting it. It's 8:30 in the morning.
My buddy Big Dave, who, put the name together, he'll wear cargo shorts with like 8 compartments, each one stocked to the gills with candy and snacks. And I told you, he's the guy who brought a So obviously it's colder in my hometown. He'd have a sweatshirt. He'd stuff a calzone in his sweatshirt and sneak that in there. And he's a bigger guy.
Your picture should be on the wall for negative reasons. If you bring in a calzone.
He brought in a calzone and about 8 boxes of candy and snacks. And the worst part was, and this was every time, I can't believe no one ever said anything to him, Colin. He would leave all of his garbage. Like, we would go top. Colin, we would go top corner.
Have
you know what I mean?
Respect for
Colin,
the theater attendants.
we would go top corner. And I remember the first time I met Big Dave, it's my friend Zach. They're a few years older than I was, Colin. I was probably like 22 or something at the time. I went to go pick up Big Dave's trash, and they yelled at me.
Why? They thought it was yours?
No, because I didn't want to leave it like that. And they're like, leave it.
They got mad at you for
trying to pick it up because I was worried, Colin. I was worried that we weren't going to be allowed to see a theater because there's a bunch of trash on stuff that you can't buy at the movie theater, and we're reoccurring guests. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they know you. They know.
And now I just look at it and laugh my what off. Now I just look at it and go, Big Dave.
8 in the morning, setting an alarm to go see a movie.
You're not bringing a calzone, a pizza?
No. I'll save that for the football. It's Russo Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. I'm growing out the beard a little bit. If you can see that on the Twitter, Facebook, and X live stream. If you want to see our pretty faces, go check it out there. We're live streaming there. Beard's coming in a little bit. 9th annual YLS No Shave November fundraising event. It's begun. I'm a part of it, so I will be shaving my beard on December 3rd from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the iBar at PGA National. It's a live shave-off. Of course, we're a couple weeks in. It's starting to get there a little bit. Still a little patchy. Still bothers me a little bit. But I'm raising money. I'm raising money not only to bring more awareness to men's cancer issues, but to directly impact cancer patients in the Palm Beach County area with the Cancer Alliance of Help and Hope. It's an amazing local nonprofit organization. I'm raising money. It's for a great cause. We're doing a whole show from PGA National for the event. If you'd like to donate on my behalf, I'd be very appreciative. Text MEN9 to 71777. That's MEN9, MEN9 to 71777 if you'd like to consider donating and helping cancer patients in the Palm Beach County area. We close out the program next. Tyrese Maxey called out Joel Embiid in a team meeting, talking about how he's showing up late, setting a bad example. The Sixers tied for the worst record in the National Basketball Association at 2-11. As bad as it gets, as big of a dumpster fire there is, it's almost time to blow it all up. We'll get into that next. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
PNC Bank is committed to making a difference in the lives of the customers and communities they serve by helping them move forward financially. As a Main Street bank, PNC is always working to make it easier for their customers to achieve their goals and plan for the future, whether that's through innovative digital solutions or in person. PNC is proud to be part of the South Florida community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/tech. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys at 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-FREE. Listen, if you were in an accident, car accident, truck accident, slip and fall, trip and fall, injured on the job, workers' comp issues, call Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. They will fight for you. They do not get paid unless you get paid, and they will fight to get you the maximum compensation that you know that you deserve. Do not deal with the insurance companies on your own. That's impossible. They make it as such. Anajar and Levine will help you to take back control of your life. Again, you'll always talk about your case with an actual attorney. They answer the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help you to take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE, 1-800-747-FREE. 3733. Car accidents, truck accidents, slip and fall, trip and fall. Call Anajar and Levine, my accident attorneys. Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Take back control of your life.
Florida Atlantic women's basketball season is here. Join head coach Jennifer Sullivan and star guards Maya Perry and Jada Moore at Eleanor R. Baldwin Arena this year for big-time college basketball action. Groups of 15 or more get in free. Single game tickets just $10. The band, the cheerleaders, the fun, the action, it's all there with Florida Atlantic women's basketball. Visit FAUsports.com for more information. Florida Atlantic Owls, winning in paradise.
Hey, this is Evan Cohen. Listen to Unsportsmanlike with me, along with Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty, weekdays 6 a.m. here on ESPN 106.3.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Knox in the house, right? And I go by the name of Wyclef. I bought the band.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
It's been reported that Tyrese Maxey of the Philadelphia 76ers went after Joel Embiid in a team meeting, citing things that him being late for meetings and not showing up and being unreliable has taken a detriment to the team. 2-11, the Sixers are a 4-game losing streak, probably if not the worst team in the National Basketball Association after going to go get Paul George in the offseason and still buying into the win now, the process. Embiid himself played 3 games. He's had 13 points, 20 points, and 11 points respectively. Shot 2 of 11, 5 of 15, and then 5 of 11 in the 3 games he has played. You want to talk about like fuel, and if you're an anti-Philadelphia 76ers fan, if you're looking for fuel, how about Joel Embiid? He's at the neck of the throat of the reporters. He's at the neck of now his teammates. The city hates him. The front office hates dealing with him. The coaching staff, I can't imagine, is pleased. The team stinks, and he hasn't done anything.
Can I take it a step further? It's a big reason the ratings are down. Okay? Guys like him, players like him, who take nights off and, Kyle might have a bum knee. Nah, I'm good. I'm not going tonight. You know what? I'm not going to play back-to-backs this year. Yeah, I'm making $50 million a year.
He took off the second game he ever played all year because of a back-to-back.
I'm making $50 million a year. I'm not going to play, though. I'm all right. A back-to-back, I'm all good. Players like Joel Embiid is why people are being turned off of the NBA.
3 of the last 4 games, the Sixers scored under 100 points, which is basically unheard of in today's landscape of scoring. At this point, you blow this all up. You try to get rid of Embiid. You try to get rid of Paul George. You try to get rid of everybody outside of probably Maxey and Jared McCain, their rookie from Duke, who's played well.
I can't believe they even brought. I laughed when they brought in Paul George. I was screeching laughing like a bat laughing that they brought in Paul George.
This is the Jets.
Dude!
This is the Jets of the NBA.
This is worse. This could be worse than the Jets. Honest to God, just because of what you say, at least Rodgers isn't fighting reporters.
It's bad. What's going on in Philadelphia with the 76ers is ugly. They might be, you're right. You might be right. They might be a step below what's going on with the Jaguars and the Jets and the Bears.
Worse.
They might be worse.
Outside of Tyrese Maxey, and you said
it was hurt. He was not playing for a couple weeks.
They could go. Everyone on this team. Kelly Oubre Jr., Paul George, Caleb Martin, Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond. They have Andre Drummond, who's been with everybody. The guy's been with every franchise.
Embiid is not even playing well. He got away with it because he was averaging 35 and 15 with 1,100 free throws a game. Nowadays, he's not even playing well.
It's just so did you take the under?
I sure did.
Oh, my God, that is free money.
52.5.
Colin, I'll tell you what.
No chance.
Boys, next year, tail Colin on his over and unders because I believe he took the Cavs over.
Took the Cavs, took the Rockets over.
And you took the under on the Sixers.
Rockets are 10-4. I took their over at 43.5.
Who did I take? I took the Bulls. The Bulls are looking a little better. They look like they could probably win over that 28.5 threshold. And I think I took the Nuggets. Those were the 2 overs that I took.
The Nuggets have been up and down.
Yeah, I took the under on the Clippers. And then my sister's Mavericks. And by the way, she was very upset with me when I did that. But regardless, Colin, worse than the Jets, Worse than some of the stinkiness that's going on in the NFL.
Can you even ship off a guy like that? Embiid?
Well,
would anybody go get him?
Oh, absolutely. This is a desperate league.
Yeah.
I didn't think Karl Anthony Towns would have much of a market.
It's a little different. This guy doesn't play. He's much more expensive.
And I was going to say, too, the whole not playing on a back-to-back. He's a diva. Who's going to want to deal with it? Do you want to know who you should ship him to? Look no further than the LeBron James Los Angeles Lakers. You know I love LeBron. LeBron's my guy. I'll never say a bad word about LeBron.
They need a big, too. You think they'd go after him?
How about him?
I could totally see that.
Him and Anthony Davis.
I could totally see that.
I mean, Embiid in Los Angeles, and Philly at this point, at least in my opinion.
That would be a team that doesn't force him to play every night.
Correct. And in my opinion, they're going to save him for the playoffs. And I think the Sixers are just begging to get this guy out of the door. I think they'll take a discount on picks or whatever it may be.
Whatever that would be. I couldn't even fathom a trade package like that.
Here's my question to you, Colin. What the hell do the Lakers have to give up? If we could realistically make this work, what do the Lakers, because the Lakers and LeBron-based franchises, I should say, usually drain their assets pretty early to try to win a championship. I don't know what kind of picks they have.
And it have to be picks and players. It have to be two, probably starters. Probably have to be D'Angelo Russell, Dalton Knecht, the rookie out of Tennessee who's played great, who had 37 points last night.
Yeah.
And you'd probably have to give up somebody else. But I don't. I'm not saying the Lakers should go do it.
Do you agree?
That's an option.
The team. And then another team. And oh God, Colin, you want me to ruffle some feathers here? The Heat. The Heat
I can't
need
see
another.
They can't deal with Embiid. They already deal with Butler, who's got a shred of cloth like Embiid. He doesn't play every night. I don't think they want to deal with him.
I know you guys.
Riley and Spoelstra do not want to deal with him.
I know you guys didn't necessarily agree with me. But they need another star. Embiid's a star when healthy and playing.
Yeah, but
he's not playing off.
That's a very monumental-sized if with two giant executives that do not like dealing with it.
I'm looking at teams that are desperate for star power that are kind of in the middle, right? The Lakers, I think, are in the middle of the Western Conference. The Heat, I think, are in the middle of an awful Eastern Conference. The Bucks.
This is not like it's Giannis going on the market, where Giannis is going to – they're not going.
Bucks. They're desperate. Hey, they have Jimmy.
They're not desperate. They're not that desperate. They're not that desperate. They're not that desperate.
Are you aware that Jimmy Haslam is one of the owners there? Jimmy Haslam is part of the ownership group in Milwaukee now. Jimmy Haslam, the owner of the Browns, by the way, who, signed off on the idea of Deshaun Watson coming to Cleveland. And that's a desperate basketball team right now. They stink. The Bucks stink right now. And I feel for my boys Tony Cartagena and the guys at ESPN Milwaukee and Good Karma. They are terrible. That team is terrible.
There's no that I don't see the vision on. I see the vision on the Lakers. I sort of, if a little bit.
Why not on the Bucks?
Because the Bucks, if they're going to get rid of somebody, they're going to get rid of Giannis. And if they're going to get rid of Giannis, they're going to stockpile about 1,100 picks and players.
You think they're going to get rid of Giannis?
They could. I don't think they will.
He's the face of the franchise. Chicken McNuggets.
You're not getting Embiid without giving up something like Giannis. Who are you going to give up for them? You think they're going to take Chris Middleton?
Yeah,
and Brooke Lopez?
Chris Middleton and a first-round pick. Who says no?
Oh, God. So
they're begging to get him out of the door.
They need to get, if they want to stockpile and reset, you shift Giannis out of there. It's a matter of who would take him. I don't know. Who wants to deal with Embiid? Pat Riley doesn't.
I mean, it seems like everyone's all done.
It's all about who can tame Embiid's antics. You know who might is LeBron. So that's actually a decent one. I agree with that. I think if there's anybody that's going to make a move for that, it would be a fresh head coach in J.J. Redick and LeBron James to tame the beast that is Joel Embiid, whether on the court or off the court. It was a Wednesday edition of Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3. Text MEN9 to 71777 if you want to help donate to the Cancer Alliance of Help and Hope. Mike and I got another youth basketball game tonight. 0-2, desperately searching for our first win. We'll see what happens there. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 4 to 6, live from the Boca Raton Innovation Campus for the CP Group's tree lighting and holiday extravaganza, sending you off into your Wednesday. It's Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today.